point could spell an inhibitor at this point.
Although Day Awards has a very good split pushing team with Jax and Tristana, it's going to be very hard to stop them. Almost impossible. But this is League of Legends. We see comebacks in games all the time like this.
Yeah, Johnny Pants actually jumps on the Revex with the brutality there. Revex with a nice stun and a 3-man Tibbers. Idleland of Durand goes down as well. LeBlanc is falling dangerously low. Revex will finally go down. Jax is going to pick up that kill on LeBlanc. Brutality gets out into safety and an EQ combo. He actually flashes to his standard and then Dragon Strikes, but Brutality will go down to the Ignite, but Jax is going to fall down as well thanks to sitting at desk and Medicated coming up to clean everything up. So it's all in all a 2-for-3 exchange, but you know they took down Jax, which is definitely needed to happen.
Yeah, they're trying to get the picks. Unfortunately, it didn't work out completely for them. They almost came out on top of that, but falling a little bit short. Still trying to stay in this game, get them back into the game gold-wise.
Yeah, that was just a fantastic bait for from Revax there on Annie. Just once he saw that Zenith Blade and LeBlanc come out, he flashed back and got all three of them in that Tibbers ult, and that set up the Idol of Durand very nicely. LeBlanc had to leave very, very shortly after that because ate almost the whole duration of that ulti.
The CC was changed perfectly too. The Tibbers leading up to the Idol of Durand, had Vi been there after those two CCs were over, it probably was seeing assault and battery as well.
Right. Yeah, so actually it does look like Galio's looking to go straight AP, just get that death cap. He does have that needlessly large rod and that blasting wand, so
they're closing out on Smash Pack at his blue though.
So we have a little skirmish here right here. Smash Pack trying to defend his blue buff while Johnny Pants has gone low. Revex falls down to Sivir. Sivir was just pounding away at her back. Here comes the Solar Flare sitting at ducks, forced to flash out of the fight. He's got a Galio on his sights. Resolute Smites are landing. Here comes the Idol of Durand, a nice knockup to interrupt the duration. They're going to try and turn everything around. They get the nice stun. Will they get it? Cataclysm goes down, but he's going to give his life up for that as Jax is jumping all in on this. Sivir's near dying. One more leap strike. That's going to be a double kill for him.
Very nice play from Day Wards. Coming to their... seeing Jarvan at the warded blue buff, and then closing in and pinching on him, creating a fight that was very favorable for them, and end up coming out with a few extra kills and more gold to boot.
Yeah, it's just very scary when you have to use all your abilities to stop the tanks. That frees up the assassins and the cleanup crew like Jax and Tristana to just jump in and pretty much go in fearlessly because they know that you don't have the abilities to stop them and catch them out in a bad position.
And Tristana or Vi haven't died yet. They're having very successful games so far and are snowballing very hard. All of Day Awards is snowballing. Every single lane won. Every the junglers ahead. It's going to be very hard for Team Carry Everything to crawl back into this game.
Yeah, and even still, 22 minutes into the game, Jace is still going tanky. He finished that Sunflower Cape and opts to go another Giant Spell, so maybe he's trying to bait it out. He does bait out that Tibber stun. The Solar Flare lands on the two members, but there's some nice stunnage going down from Jax, but he's the sole target of the Team Carry Everything. Falls dangerously low, and they actually do take him down, but so does Leona, but Revax is going to go down as well. Idol Durand is on as well. Wow, gets three members dangerously low. And now Sivir is going to eat that Assault and Battery hole. Jarvan just barely escapes. Actually, the EQ combo does not help him get out. Oh, Tristana flashed auto attacks and gets that ace onto LeBlanc to finish up the 2-for-5 exchange.
Very nice fight for Day Awards. Again, with the pincer move, killing all of Team Carry Everything, and are not deciding to push into the base, but just getting that second tier turret and being happy.
Yes, I mean they could easily probably get like that base tower, but all the members of Team Carry Everything are spawning back right now, so a good call by them to switch over to the top tower to get that down. It's more safe, more secure, further away from the base, so that leaves gives them a little bit more time to get out of there after they get it. So good call by Day Wards.
Yeah, and the initiation from Annie in that fight was really what made it. She caught out Jace, forcing the rest of Team Carry Everything to respond and try to fight instead of running away. And Day Wards just wins fights at this moment. They're more tanky, they do more damage, they have more utility.
So we're seeing 5 out of the 9 deaths on Day Wards are from Annie right now, but they're not for she's not dying in vain. She's got 5 kills to her name and also 8 assists, so she has just as much contribution to these kills as Tristana, who's doing wonderfully. So that's just is a
Leona
testament.
tries to catch out Jax in the bot lane. I almost said Leona catches out Leona.
That almost happened. Leona tried to go after Leona, but Leona got out of there, unfortunately, for Leona. But actually, Jace is going to miss that Shock Blast on to Ronquan there. And Ronquan is pretty scary already at this point. Here comes Hill of a Shovel. Tries to get in on the Sivir. Will he get it? Oh, the Flash Idol Durand lands on both LeBlanc and Sivir. They're both dead women right there. LeBlanc is going to, or I'm sorry, Leona is going to go down as well, and so does Jarvan, and that's gonna be a quick 4 kills for Day Wards.
And the surrender vote coming out from Team Carry Everything. Good game, and congratulations to Day Wards.
Yeah, so Day Wards do move on, and congratulations again to them. So who would you choose for an MVP out of Day Wards, Lawshock?
It's definitely a toss-up between Hillful Shovel on Galio and Revex on Annie. With the beautiful initiates from Annie in both the laning phase and post-laning phase, he really contributed to the win, forcing all the fights, and then Galio with the perfect follow-up, and basically making LeBlanc useless in lane and the mid game.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree with you. Revex did a wonderful job playing that Annie support, playing it how it's supposed to be played too. A lot of players need to realize, when you play a certain champion, you need to play to their strengths. And, Revex understood that every time that stun, that Tibbers was available, she needs to make something happen. That's why they're picking Annie. That's, you're going aggressive with that in mind. So played that wonderfully. Wasn't afraid to flash Tibbers at any point in the game. It seemed like any time he knew that there was an opening and he knew that there was going to be follow-up, that is very important as well. He just went in on that, and he confided in his team, and they reaped the benefits there.
Yeah, very good fight. Congratulations to Day Awards, making it to the next round. The other team, Team Carry Everything, still has a chance to make it in, has to play Clanless next in the consolation bracket, and still has a chance to make it into the league for sure.
Oh yeah, so even though you do lose that one game, like Noble said, there is a consolation bracket that they can climb back through and still sneak their way back into the league. But starting off on the right foot, Day Wards, they take this game.
And on that note, I think we're going to take a short break for about 10 to 15 minutes, get the rest of the bracket situated, and we'll be back with the next game. We're featuring Shifting Society against Hesher.
Alright, so we're just going to play some music for about 10 minutes or so. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and sticking through with the breaks and stuff like that. We hope to see you guys here after the break. Thank you.
If I run after you now, all your love to give will chase me down. And once our life is consumed from the inside, it's a reminder tonight we are alive. Tonight we are alive. Tonight we are alive. Tonight we are alive.
Alright everybody, we are back and we have returned, and we are just on the cusp of going into Game 2 that we have to stream for you guys today for the Gold Competitive League qualifiers. Appreciate you guys for waiting for the little downtime while we're waiting to set the second game up, but you know, if you guys are just joining us, my name's Roofster and my co-caster for this game is Lawshock. Lawshock, we had a pretty convincing win from Day Wards in Game 1, and they surely showed the power of the Annie support as well as the Jackson. You know, changed my mind too a little bit about Tristana as the marksman pickup.
Yeah, both definitely doing a great job. And the Galio pick ended up being a great addition to their team and their team comp. We've opened up voting for this next game, so if you didn't see the message in chat, you can type ! vote Hesher or vote Shifting Society.
Right, you are. So yeah, as Noble just said, we will be seeing Hesher being on the blue side versus Shifting Society will be on the red side. And we are going to be going shortly into Champion Select here pretty soon. There it is. Here we go.
And we'll have the vote open until the end of Champion Select, and then we'll tell you how much of a vote each team got. And I'm really excited to see this game. Two teams that I've actually known Swift Redemption for a while. He was I played with him when I had my old support Best West on my team last season. He was a good friend of his, and we would play a couple of normals together every now and then. And Renekton and Riven bans early, definitely probably targeted bans. You don't see Renekton banned that much. As lane dominant as he is, he not very, in my opinion, ban worthy or like banned very often by the
Right.
general consensus.
Yeah, there's definitely uh, so many champions you can place up in that top lane right now. It doesn't. It's probably more of a targeted ban more than anything, but you know, Hesher are gonna go ban out Renekton, Kassadin, and Thresh, which are, you know, I'm not gonna disagree with those bans. You know, you don't want to deal with Renekton at any point in the game. He's just a nuisance. Kassadin is such a scary assassin once he gets a couple of items, and then when he's got that Rift Walk, it's definitely so difficult to pin him down. And Thresh, one of the best playmakers and utility supports that we have in the game right now, known for just catching people out and, you know, making fights happen at the drop of a dime. But yeah, shifting societies, you know, banning out Riven, Gragas, and Dr. Mundo.
I think that's a 100% pick ban rate for Thresh so far in this tournament.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. And that's a quick Sivir lock-in coming out from Hesher there, and shifting society. They're gonna need to pick something to counteract that type of movement speed, you know, aggression that's gonna be coming out from all of Hesher.
They were hovering over Ashe, but Ashe really wouldn't be a bad pick here. Very good against Sivir, unless the ultimate from Ashe gets spell shielded. But she's not very popular right now. She doesn't offer that much damage. She's more of a utility carry, as Shyvana's locked in a very strong top laner right now.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised to see Sivir and Shyvana being picked with the first two picks there, because such priority is being placed on these mobile champions in every single lane. You almost need to be able to react quickly enough when things happen all around the map that, you know, the more you can do away from your team and then still be able to get back to your team for the fight, that's very valuable, and it helps a lot if you're all grouped up as well and you're got that mobility under your belt too.
I'm being told you have the names over the wrong teams.
I thought
Oh
it was.
no, it's right. It is right. Never mind.
Right. Phew.
People are trolling us in chat.
Oh, you guys. So a Sivir versus a Caitlyn. That's not the best matchup for Caitlyn, because, you know, you're basically feeding Sivir free mana if you're using those Yordle traps in the lanes. You can just step over those and, you know, get some quick mana there. But, you know, she does outrange the Sivir, but I don't know. How do you think that's going to work out with that matchup?
I've always thought Sivir was a good pick against Caitlyn, because all of Caitlyn's early game power really relies on her spells. Her Piltover Peacemaker is a huge factor in her early game, and if you can completely nullify that, then you're going to have a much easier time against a Caitlyn.
Right. And actually, we're seeing Hesher pick up Morgana. Don't know if that's going to be in the mid lane or if it's going to be played as a support role here, but still, you know, a surprising pick nonetheless. We've seen a lot less Morgana play for, I mean, the most of Season 2. I don't even remember seeing him, especially Season 3. So, but we do have that Annie support.
Morgana early Season 2 was banned very often before her nerfs to Black Shield, but very effective pick against Annie, ironically picking Annie into Morgana.
Right.
Morgana is a really effective counter pick to her, and it looks like she is going to go bot lane with Sivir, something you don't see very often, but is very effective in counter pick situations. They're going to be very hard to CC in the bottom lane.
Yeah, so Olaf and Annie there, so I mean, you got some spell immune coming out for Hesher, you got some spell immune coming out from Shifting Society as well, but yeah, Olaf is seeing a little bit more play as well. He's, you know, some people are figuring out how to play him now, not just to go tanky with him and just use the reckless swings to do damage, but just going damage on Olaf. It's a very scary thing to see an Olaf jungle with double buff and then going pure damage items. He can surprisingly put out a lot of damage.
He does a lot of damage no matter what you build on him.
Yeah.
A lot. That's kind of the point where you can say a champion is overpowered is when they can do really good if you build no matter what you build on them.
Hmm.
The only thing I could see not viable on Olaf is AP for obvious
Right.
reasons.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, when you say those OP champions that don't need to build a specific route to do damage, the two big names that jump out to me are Elise and Olaf. Elise, you can build super tanky and still with that spider form Q, does so much damage to help execute low champions or minions even. And Olaf, like you said, the reckless swings doing pure damage on top of that. And if you're catching those undertows over and over, that's just constant 300 plus damage every time.
And a very overlooked thing about Elise is still her AP viability. In season 2, she was used as a huge, or even early season 3 rather, she was used as an AP mage in the mid lane and did extraordinary amounts of damage and still does. I think a lot of people forget about how much damage she can do because of how effective just building magic penetration and tankiness is on her.
Right.
And as we go into the spectator delay, we're closing the polls on the votes, so if you want to vote for a team, you better do it quick because I'm closing it right now.
Yeah, so, I wanted to brush on that pick. Yasuo and Wukong, that's a pretty scary combo there because Yasuo can use his ulti on, the Cyclone from Wukong and also the Assault and Battery coming out from Vi, so that's a very good thing to see for a Yasuo player that he's got multiple avenues of using his engagement there, so... Yasuo, I was kind of torn on Yasuo. At first, when he first came out, I was like, this guy doesn't, he's kind of gimmicky to play. It's hard to get those charges up effectively, and, you need to use that Cyclone Q effect after a certain amount of time, or it just disappears. So I felt there was a little bit of predictability with his play because of that, but that does not stop how much damage he can put out by using those dashes and getting those gap closers on continuously.
And for the voting, Hesher wins the vote with 63.6%, whereas
Ooh.
Shifting Society has 36.4%. Hesher is the favorite in this game, at least by the chat standards.
Now, why do you think that is? Do you think it's because blue side